Does doing my eyeliner count for Inktober?
Some of you guys be fake. Like, really fake. Talking about how y'all can't afford these fancy schmancy art supplies and ink and pretty brushes and brush pens. Like, no. No, 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 no. I'll say this and I'll say it again. You do not need crazy expensive art supplies for Inktober. That was a lot of claps. The most affordable Inktober I could think of, or you could possibly do, blank paper and just a random pen. Like normal, like Papermate. This one's a big pen because I'm fancy. And boom, ink drawing. That's all you need. All you need is an ink pen or just a pen and paper. Literally the #1 rule and the only like official rule by Jake Parker, or the 4 rules, is to make a drawing in ink. Bam, you did it. Congratulations. Now I know some of you are young and your parents don't like you using the computer paper in their computers, because that's what my parents did. They didn't like that. But since my parents are cheap and we like to save the planet, here I have like a yearbook form I got from my school, you know, to order yearbooks. The thing is, I ordered my yearbook online, so like, what do I do with this paper? Whoa! It's almost like it's a blank sheet of paper. Now I can just draw my Inktober drawing on it. Beautiful. Don't feel discouraged or feel like you can't do Inktober just because you don't have the right art supplies, because even a simple pen can take you a long way. If you know anyone, I don't know if anyone's done this, I feel like they have. They've done Inktober with just one singular like one kind of like cheap pen. Link to me in the description, or I mean not description, the comments. Maybe if you want to do this, the Inktober challenge with only like a random big pen or Papermate pen, please tag me on Instagram or something like that. Like, please leave a link to your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever. I'm not on Twitter, but I would love to see your work. So another affordable way to save on Inktober is use supplies you already have. You do not need to buy a whole bunch of new like ink supplies and stuff, because guys, guess what? This brush, I don't even know what this is called. It looks like this. It has like Japanese writing on it. Got it at Michael's. It was like $10. And I still have it. I haven't refilled it at all. Like, this has lasted me a whole year and it's still going strong. So like, keep in mind how much stuff you're going to buy and then going to use later on in the road. Also, some of these microns are like running low on ink. I know there's a way to refill it, but I tend just to buy new microns. I don't know, because like sometimes the nibs like run down over time, and so I just find it easier just get a new pen just so the nibs is nice and fresh, I guess. Another way to save money is just to use things you find on the floor or have been given to you. Like this pen right here, I found on the floor of my school. It's just a Papermate Inkjoy pen. And I was like, oh, I don't have any of those, so I picked it up and I'm still using it to this day. You can also, like, if a friend's like, hey, do you want this pen? Or you see a pen, they're like, you know what, I don't really use this pen. You can take their pen. Bam, another pen to add to your collection. At my high school, we had a college fair, and there were so many, like, colleges giving out, like, free pens. And so you can also use that for Inktober. Like, who goes to college fairs and actually looks at colleges? No, you're gonna get the free stuff, fam. I feel really bad because I got this pen last year, but I thought this school was an art school. They just had an art program, but I really liked the pen, so I went to that like booth there again this year. But I felt bad for just taking the pens, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm interested at your school. Yeah, I've been really planning on going here. I was taking the information like I'm lying. Another way to save money, if you're using certain pens for like school or something, you can just use those for some days in Inktober when you're feeling like a little bit of color. I bought the Staedtler packs. I had 2 packs of them. I got one of the 10 pack, and then the next year I got the 25 pack or the 20 pack. And some of these pens haven't run out yet, so I also use these for Inktober. I didn't use it that much, but I feel like I can use a little bit more, and you can use these to also ink your drawings. So again, using that ability to using the products you already have. Another affordable and cheap way, I know at least some of y'all have Sharpies running along your house and stuff. So even like the thin Sharpies or the big old thick Sharpies or the thicker Sharpies. This Sharpie is really cool because it also comes with that tip that little tip right there. Oh, also, now I don't own one of these, but you know the Sharpies that are like really big and thick? You can use those Sharpies to fill in those huge areas of ink. Because I know those bottles of ink, I think the Higgins ink bottle's like $6, but then you need like the brushes and the watercolor brushes. And from what I've read, if you get cheap watercolor brushes for ink, they're just gonna like get destroyed. And I was like, well, that costs more money. So what you can do is use Sharpies, and also you could even use like Crayola colored markers to do that, or like add some water to it. Oh, speaking of water, since everyone tells you, or watercolor professionals don't tell you to use like the black of your watercolor, this is just a cheap watercolor, you can just like use that black color to fill in huge areas. Please make sure your brush pen or inks you're using are watercolor proof. For example, microns are waterproof, while as this brush pen is not, but it is Copic marker proof. Speaking of Copic markers and alcohol markers in general, if you want to add more value or add more shading to your Inktober drawings without just using like ink or ink washes, you can also use your dark valued gray markers or even a black marker to outline some of your drawings and color them in to add more of a cool look to it. Another thing you can do is, you know how everyone has like the kitchen drawer that's always like a mess? You can just like steal pens from there too. Like, I guess this is a cool pen. I'll probably take that. Ooh, Sharpies? Like, don't mind me. Actually, I think I'm actually gonna look through here because I think there's some cool pens in here. Also, one thing about Inktober I just want to add, let people do what they want. Like, oh my god, I see so many people like do watercolor or Copic, a little bit of Copic, and add color to their Inktober drawings, and then people are like, you can't do that. That's not Inktober. You're adding color. Like, the main rule is to ink a drawing. There's nowhere in the rules that says you can't color a drawing. Also, Inktober's for fun and for pushing themselves and for yourself, for you to enjoy. So don't be hating on other people's artworks, because that's just not cool. Let people do what they want. Like, oh my god. So let's say you have money. You got about $20, $10, $25, you know, around that range. Fam, that's a good price. I can work with that. Like, $20. So actually, I got $20 from my grandmother for my birthday, and that was back in July, but she didn't give it to me till I think last month in August because we didn't see each other. And I spent that, or I saved it, and I spent it on Inktober today. And here's what I got. So I got all of this at Michael's, keep in mind. And I know not everyone has a Michael's near them or in their country or whatever, but you could probably do this at other stores or art supply stores who have coupons. Because I use the 50% off Michael's coupon, and they don't usually do that anymore. It's usually 40% off one regular item nowadays, but luckily they were having a 50% off one item, and I use that item on one of my items I have. I don't think you decide on that. You just kind of scan it and just, it's going to be the same price regardless of what like 50% off they use it on. So, and not to mention, when I bought all my stuff from Michael's, with the receipt, I got a 40% off one regular item like receipt coupon. That's valid until like the 23rd of September. So that's pretty lit. So last year I got a Strathmore Tone Tan sketchbook. It was 50 sheets and it's 5.5 by 8.5. And I got that again for this year. Look, exactly. It's the same sketchbook. This one's full though, but this one's the new one, and I'm pretty excited to use this because I really like how I use this one too. I was looking through my Inktober sketchbook from last year, and I'm like, I need to pump up, like I need to be more creative when I do my Inktober. This year I'm following the actual Jake Parker list that he gives every year, so I have more of an idea of what to draw. It was just an easier route. Last year I just wanted to, you know, ink anything I wanted, but this year I actually want to go with the themes for every day. The next thing I got is, of course, microns. These go for, always my seat, $3.29 per pen, and I got 2 in black and 1 in the lovely shade of red. So one of the first pens I got was a micron in 05. I really like this metallic look when the microns are colored, and it's just a 0.5, you know, red micron pen. And I also got a micron pen in 0.3, and it's a lot thinner. I think my other one was more wearing out or like running out of ink, but I was really excited to use this graphic one in just 1.0. And like, I really like the tip of this and the strokes you get. It's like really interesting. Final thing I got at Michael's was like this Zig Writer pen. I just kind of saw it and I thought it was interesting. So this pen has a 0.5 millimeter, whatever, tip, and it's like very thin. It has these really nice like lines. I really like this color too. I was gonna get the black one. I was like, why not get the brown? Add some color to Inktober. And it also has like this kind of like a bullet nib. It's 1.2 millimeters. And like if I need to fill in bigger areas or make thicker lines, this is a really nice nib. And I think I could also use it for my 0.5 micron. Like you could probably use it with it. Oh, I think they're like almost the same color. That's great. I can use these two in combination, which I was going to do in the first place, but I didn't know if they were the same color. They're pretty similar, so I think I'll do that. And my total was, with the coupon and everything, was $16.45, which isn't that bad. I mean, depending on what, this was all like $3.29 for each pen, so depending what kind of pens you get or you want, you could probably get like a 0.1, 0.5, 0.3, and then maybe like another pen you want. That's like, and a sketchbook, like dude, that's not bad. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I know not everyone has a lot of money or is financially stable, but just because of those reasons doesn't mean you can't do Inktober, and I'm really excited for Inktober this year, and I hope you guys do great because I know you're going to do great. I believe in you guys, and I'll see you guys around. Bye!